knife. What's going on? I'm the JakeOfALL, and we have a new tool. Okay, this is partially my fault. I know I always find a really good justification, right? But I'm full of hot air, and I need somewhere to put it. Okay, actually I have plenty of places to put it. I just need a way to get in there. So if you don't know, we have a 3D printed bracket that works with this M18 inflator. I have the M12 inflator. People are like, do you have a bracket for it? And I was like, I personally keep it in my shoot kit, which is
over there on the wall somewhere.
Right. But I need one for the kids, and everything that we sell for customers, we sometimes need to troubleshoot, and somebody asked us some questions, so boom, we went out and we grabbed it. It is the M18 tool only, battery and charger separate, 2848-20 M18. Does it really just say inflator? Inflator. Okay. I'm going to show you what it comes with. We're going to get it unboxed. I'll show you in a second. We're going to need something else, but let's make sure. Let's get it open.
Make sure there's not a brick in there.
Let's sure there's not a brick in there, right? All that good stuff. Sucker fills the box.
I mean, it's a red rectangle, but not a brick.
Not a brick.
Oh, we got a code. You want to hand it here?
Do we have a code?
I don't know. Isn't that what that is?
No.
No?
This is just this is just the poster porn.
Ooh.
Okay. So we got our manual as normal, right? We have the little poster porn. We always save this guy, right? Oh, I guess I'm gonna ASMR it. Okay. I'm gonna not mess around with this. Okay, on the back, this is where we're gonna need our cell phone. Okay, so we have Schrader adapter, soccer ball, football. That'd be funny if it was for a baseball adapter. Okay, and then like inflating pull toys. And this is one of the reasons why we got this one, because we want to be able to. Gosh, I like that there's a nice long hose, but it's missing something. We're going to get into it. I like that this is nice and long and convenient, easy to carry. It's going to be nice with a big battery in there, which we will get in a second, but it's missing something. Well, it's missing two things. It doesn't have the Packout adapter, okay? But this is a pain in the butt. So real quick, let me hop on Amazon. Ordered. Okay, now let's just watch the little clock, and soon Amazon will deliver us something, and we will be back when that shows up, and we'll get this put on too. So we'll be right back.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
It's a nice watch you got there.
Well, this guy is taking forever. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to move on to the Packout bracket while we're waiting. So T20, we are going to remove the stock Milwaukee rubber feet and screws. Now, if you really want to sandwich the rubber feet between our bracket, you can do that. Okay, the 3D Technologies bracket, right? So T20, pop these puppies off. Okay. Now there could be possibly two versions of this bracket. We print this in two parts because it's too much to fit on one printer. And sometimes we will print them on the XL and it's for one piece. But you can see general shape of what it's going to look like. And then you'll get a bag of 1" by number 8s. Now if you plan on doing something like that, okay, which you really could do, you're going to need to provide your own longer screws because you need to get through the plastic and through the rubber isolator. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get one screw. I'm going to take that off. And I'm going to just get it almost all the way poking through. I'm going to line it up in that hole, okay? It's not tightened. Right, now I'm going to get this second one. I slid the bracket in while it was all loose. And I'm going to get through enough as well so that one lines up. And then that one lines up, okay? And we're going to mostly tighten it. Now,
Mostly?
mostly. I'm going to put this side in. I have my torque setting set on this to 10. It does need a little more than that. Again, a lot of people will tell you to don't attach 3D printed goods with power tools. That is not a bad idea, but what I'm doing is it's got my torque limited, and then I'm going to take a regular screwdriver and I'm going to come in here and I'm just looking at this gap. Okay, right? I'm trying to get that nice and tight.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Drill did most of it. I'm going to tighten it by hand. Okay, so there we go. Now we have the Packout converted, which, as you can see, doesn't really change its shape, size too much. Throw a battery in here. Okay, so we have our normal stuff. We have a memory. We can change our units. We can do like a fill to pressure. So if we set this to that, and then we hit this button, right? We can fill it to that. And we are going to go ahead in a later video. This is really just, you know, unboxing, showing you. Is we're going to get this thing out. We're going to go ahead and flatten 2 tires. We're going to do the M12 versus the M18. It's really going to be hard to test battery versus battery. But as long as the M12 battery doesn't die, we'll just do sort of a time limit. You know, 1 tire at 5 psi, another tire at 5 psi, and see. So let me know, comment below if you want to see that. Also, I would love to know what your guys' opinion on the fact that this is not attached. Like, would you put this in between there? This is going to keep it from vibrating off of something, but because it's Packout compatible, obviously you can basically lock it into your stack, or, and she's going to back up for a second, and I'm going to show you the wall. You can bring this thing over to your Packout wall and lock it in, and now when the kids come and say, where's your Packout that has the inflator, they don't have to go searching. They can just check the wall and pop it off, or you can carry it in your stack. It's not going to vibrate off your stack because it obviously sits down in to these, but it doesn't have the little rubber isolator feet, which might make it quieter sitting on a workbench, or might make it quieter sitting in your driveway. But honestly, if you're sitting in your driveway, you have this on the ground vibrating, are you really worried about like shaking the whole earth? I don't know. But at this point, I'm just gonna take a quick nap and come back with the last part that I'm waiting on from Amazon.
The Amazon ferry will be here shortly.
And you guys are gonna love this attachment, because honestly, this video is really about, this is a cool pump, and this is gonna be some great accessories for it. So we'll be right back. Okay, so, and not just okay, but okay. Sorry, that's terrible. All right, Amazon, shut up and look at what we've got. So we absolutely have lock and lube adapters. Yes, I know that sounds worse than it is, but this one, I put the cheap knockoff Amazon one on years ago, and actually I'll even link that one in the description if you don't want to spend the cost, because this was $6. And this, while I've had their grease fitting attachments, you gotta buy both of these. Don't know why this doesn't have what you need on this end, but this is the open flow, meaning when you clamp this thing on, it's going to start letting air in or out, and the inflator itself controls the pressure. It would be also if you had like a foot pedal, or like a remote trigger. For example, you wanted to squeeze something here, but yet your tip is all the way over there. So, and then we need the thread adapter. Now, I wanted you to see what this looked like before I put it on, because I want to see what I wanted you to see what you're getting into, but you can see. Right? This is the part that you need to screw into your pump, and you're just going to leave this on, okay? Because all of the fittings from Milwaukee will still work in here, and instead of you having to take the time to thread them, you just squeeze this little trigger, it locks on. That's where the lock and lube, wow, you can see the last time.
She's chunky.
I need to get me a sandwich. It's making me hungry.
So gross.
I don't know if this is needed, but honestly, I'm going to take a little bit of reassurance here. Get it out of there. Okay. Thread her in. Now, while I finish tightening this up, I want to talk about a mistake. So I didn't set the access right on the Google document. And that means that anybody...
You didn't do it. I did it. I didn't realize when I copied it over that I had to change a setting.
It doesn't. I did it. Your butthole's at the door, by the way, scratching.
He's the most fanciest butthole.
So, going to put a little of the pipe dope on it. Okay. This is going to make it to where this is going to attach to this now. Say, for example, you have like the basketball or soccer ball, right? Lock, squeeze this, put it in there, let go. Now it's attached, right? Float. So now you can stick it in the ball, inflate it, you're done. Pop it. Very simple, very easy to use. They make it as a straight and a right angle. I used to be an affiliate with them. I'm not anymore that I know of. I don't know. Not really bothering me, but you can get these on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description for the cheap one and this expensive one, which as far as cheap to expensive, this one was like $6.99, $7.99 for a 2-pack. This was $30 for that, give or take. And then it was another $7 or $8 for the adapter. You still will be able to wrap this thing around and go like that. So no real negative reason other than it might have a little bit more weight and it might want to fall out of there, but from a sake of ease of use, it is absolutely worth it. I loved this one. I do have to, on this one, when I clamp it onto a tire, let go and sometimes push it like this to make sure it really grabs. But you can see even with this one, the way they did it, like this wore out after a few years. We're still going to do a head-to-head of these against each other on 2 identical tires, one on the front, one on the back. Maybe we'll do one on each side. I don't know. You guys let me know below if doing one side with the engine and one side without will affect it. But I wanted to give you a little bit of info. So it'll handle a tire over 100 PSI. In fact, its max pressure is rated at 150. It says that it'll top off a 33-inch light truck tire in under a minute. I don't know what top off is, and I looked all over the site. Could not find a definition of top off. That's very interesting. So it's got some true fill technology. Auto pressure check feature activates, ensure the pressure PSI target is achieved. Automatic shut off. We like that. It's got 4 PSI memory slots. There's a memory button. Memory 1. Memory 2, memory 3, memory 4. So you can customize this for your vehicles. 5-year tool warranty, anti-vibration feet, which obviously we took off. And good news, already talked to Stack Smarter. He has a Velcro version of this mount and a screw version. So if you want a Stack Smarter version, cool. If you want a 3D printed one, we'll have a link on our website for both of those as well. And he also is working on something similar for this too. So you can get HDPE or you can get the 3D printed brackets, probably from either one of us. I was seeing if there was anything else that you should really know about this. I can't think of it, so that's great. I'm full of hot air. It's hot in here. I got a lot to do, so I'm going to pretty much end it with, sorry for the mistake on the form. No big deal. Give you an extra week. We are opening it up to Instagram. I might have mentioned in the other one, so that Instagram will go live the same day as this additional video, but check the link in the description to go and enter. You do have to put it into a Google form, sorry, but it's the easiest way for us to get your information to actually get the gifts or the winnings out. We've done it to where we've replied to people in the comments,
Now
they
we
don't
already
respond.
have all your information.
And then we do
so I
it
don't need
again
your
and we respond to the next person. So that's the reason why we're doing it. Totally understand privacy concerns. Sorry about that, but we got to have a way to track stuff and get a hold of people fairly. So that's why we're doing it. So next time you see me with this, we'll have the navigator. I'd love for you to comment below. Let me know if that's a flawed way of doing it, if I need to do both on the front and both on the back or something like that. I don't know. Maybe we'll just do one of each and average them. So I would love it if you guys could subscribe, share with your friends. I'm really hot. I'm really tired. I got to get going because we got a lot going on. You're going to love to see the videos that are coming out pretty soon because we've got some big stuff in the works. So I appreciate it all. You guys have a good one. I'm the JakeOfALL, and I'm going to go blow, fill,
But I
inflate,
can't with you.
inflate. I don't know.